Hello, I'm Megan, and I'm going to talk about an observation I did of a student with autism. He's a fourth grade male, and I'll call him M. And he is part of a program that's called Elementary Autism Supported Inclusion. And so he has a one-to-one aide and goes to general ed classes for lots of the day, but in the afternoon, he usually does work in the resource room. I'm not sure exactly what the room is called, but that's where um, the special ed teacher's office is, and they have lots of supports in there for the students to work with. Anyway, so I observed him in the afternoon in the last hour of the day. When I came in, he was working on kind of a flashcard project with his aide or paraprofessional. And then when it was time for him to take a break and do a desired activity, he went to find the Lego plane that he had made the day before and was really upset that it wasn't intact anymore. So he spent about 15 minutes unable to focus on anything else, just stomping around the room, getting more and more frustrated, yelling, running. At one point, he ran out of the room. He wasn't comforted by the teachers offering to build him a new one. He was really unable to focus for quite a while. Eventually, he calmed down when a trusted paraprofessional sat with him and encouraged him to build one together. And after he got started on that, he really calmed down. He was happy. He was focused on building his new plane. And then the paraprofessional was able to move away and let him build by himself, which he really seemed to enjoy. So I guess the ASD characteristics that I observed in that portion were tantrums, really repeating the same words and phrases over and over. Where's my plane? Where's my plane? Where's my plane? On and on. And then another thing that I noticed about him is so after he built the plane and was happy for a while, then he had some more work to do. And I noticed that he always chooses the wobbly chairs, and he wobbles really, really deeply on them. Not like little wobbles, but like big kind of swinging. He seems to really enjoy the way that makes him feel. At one point, I know him because it's my son's school, and I've spent a lot of time there, and so I'm familiar with him. But at one point, when I made eye contact with him, he looked at me really irritated and asked if I was trying to laugh at him. And so I said no, and then he kind of mean mugged me, and then got back to what he was doing. At that point, he was working on a computer program. The whole time I was in there, I didn't see him interact with any other students. He did, however, talk to adults. And when his computer time was up, he was really positive and easy about switching to a different activity. He requested his reward tokens in a really kind voice, and then he initiated a conversation with an adult to talk about his computer game that he had done during the break time. So he had really perked up and was in a good mood. I did notice that he talked to himself quite a bit during his time with the iPad, and he copied prompts to respond to teachers. Like if someone would hand him something, another teacher would say, "Thank you, M." Then he would repeat it and say that again, which I thought was really positive. Then I noticed that at the end of the day, again, he was happy to disengage even from desired activities. He got his stuff together to go home easily. So a characteristic of ASD that I saw there was that he knew his routines, and he seemed happy and comfortable when things when something happened than he expected, when something that clearly happens every day happened, when he got the tokens after doing something, when he packed up his backpack to go home, he seemed most comfortable in those times. And what I have learned to help identify different characteristics is is I guess I've learned what the characteristics are and what to look for. And two of the really helpful resources have been the CDC facts page, the signs and symptoms. That was really useful for kind of listing out the different things to look for. And then the Interactive Autism Network website, the About Autism Spectrum Disorders page was really useful as well. So I guess that's it.